Hey, this is great. I'm glad they banned these and I can kind of retell all these stories. Check this one out. Garden of Gethsemane, right? Where Jesus went and prayed 3 times. The third time he prayed so hard it was like drops of blood. His sweat was like blood. So the Garden of Gethsemane means the garden of the great oil press. And here he is praying the 3rd time so hard it's bleeding. You could see here. And he prayed the 3rd time. So how do they make olive oil and anointing oil? Well, they press olives 3 times. The first time, they press it, and then they get the anointing oil, the great oil out of it. The second time, they got to press it harder. The second time Jesus prayed, he prayed harder. And then that's how they would get like olive oil for food and stuff out of it. The third time, they press the olives again so hard. They press and press and press them so hard to get that last drop out of it. And that's oil for used for like lamps and stuff like that. Jesus, the 3rd time that he prayed so hard. He was pressed so hard that blood came out. And being in agony, he prayed with blood falling to the ground. So Jesus prays in Gethsemane. Beautiful story, right? So Gethsemane means the garden of the great oil press. And Jesus went there and prayed 3 times. The first time, the second time a little harder, and the 3rd time so hard that blood came out. Just exactly like how olive oil would be made. Press 3 times. The 3rd time you got to press it so hard to squeeze out every last drop. Our Messiah knew what he was doing. I mean, obviously, he's the Son of God. And think about how, you remember when Peter denied Jesus 3 times? And at the end, Jesus had Peter say, "Peter, do you love me? Yes, then follow me. Peter, do you love me? Yes, then gather my sheep." 3 times he asked him, do you love me? Peter denies him 3 times. 3 times he asks him, does he love him? Imagine how Peter felt after that. So great, right? And I'm pretty sure God allowed that to happen for, Peter to deny Christ, so he knows what it would feel like to deny Christ. That way he will never do it again, because you know that Simon's name changed to Peter, which also Cephas, which means rock. And he says, "On this foundation I will build my church." So he was letting him know what it felt like to deny Jesus. That way he'll never do it again. And Jesus at the end, 3 times, "Peter, do you love me? Yes, follow me." Beautiful. And he prayed 3 times. Garden of Gethsemane of the great oil press. The analogies our Messiah used. Absolutely beautiful. Everything is so connected in the Bible. And the 3rd time he prayed so hard, his sweat was like blood.